Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Nisya Atika Sari from IPSC 2019 and I will explain about salt. Most people say that salt is a clear granules that we use to make our food taste better. Well, that is certainly true about table salt, sodium chloride. But did you know that salt is actually a refers to a very large family of compounds? And let's start with the salt. Salt is an ionic compound consisting of positive ions or cations and negative ions or anions, thus forming a neutral compound or without being charged. Salt is formed the reaction of acid and base by neutralization reaction. The cation in salt is usually a metal. This concept, the cation tend to be a metal and in many common examples is one from group 1 or group 2 in periodic table. And the next is the anion in salt is usually a halide that is one from group 6 or group 7 in periodic table. The salt made like this is called inorganic salt. Most salt do not look like table salt. Many people say that salt is clear, is like salty, but it is actually not. They come in many different colors, like sodium chromate is yellow, potassium permanganate is purple, and iron disulfide is shiny metallic or gold. And another common mistake is to think that salt are tasty. Again, this is very wrong. Some salt taste bitter and some even taste sweet like a candy. Oh, and the next is salt hydrolysis. There is four types of salt hydrolysis. The first is salt from strong acid and strong base, and the second is salt from strong base and weak acid, and the next is salt from strong acid and weak base, and the last is salt from weak bases and also weak acid. And is the definition of strong acid and base. Strong acid and base are 100% ionized in aqueous solution. Weak acid and weak base are less than 100% ionized in aqueous solution. Salt of weak acid or base can affect the acidity or basicity of their aqueous solution. And this is the example of strong acid, strong base, weak acid, and weak base. The first example of strong acid is perchloric acid, and next hydroiodic acid, nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, hydrobromic acid, and sulfuric acid. And strong base, this is the example of strong base is sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, lithium hydroxide, and barium hydroxide. And the example of weak acid is formic acid, nitric acid, acetic acid, hydrogen cyanide, and also hydrofluoric acid. And the example of weak base is ammonia, dimethylamine, and also methylamine. And this is the example of salt from strong base and strong acid, that is sodium chloride that we use in kitchen. Salt derived from strong base and strong acid give neutral solution because neither the cation or the anion react appreciably with H2O. Example of salt from strong bases and strong acid is sodium chloride. This is the example of sodium chloride. And next, salt from strong bases and weak acid. Salt derived from strong bases and weak acid are dissolved in water. The resulting solution are always basic because that the strong is basis. Yeah, basis. This is because anions or weak acid react with water to form hydroxide ions. The example is potassium cyanide, HCl. And the next is salt from strong acid and weak base. The reaction of the cations of weak base with water to form non-ionized molecule of the weak base and H3O plus ions. This is make the solution is acid because the strong is acid. The example salt from strong acid and weak base is ammonium chloride. And the last is salt from weak bases and weak acid. Salt of weak bases and weak acid are the fourth class of salt. Most are, most are soluble. Salt of weak bases and weak acid contain cations that would give acidic solution, and if contain anions that would give basic solution. The example is ammonium acetate. This is the example of salt from weak bases and weak acid. Okay, that's all from me. Uh, Thank you.